Hey, this is Sam Leonard. Now, in this video, what I'm going to talk about is being selfless versus being egocentric when it comes to our interactions with other people. Now, first of all, and I've got an example I'm going to use for this, but first of all, with the personal development journey, as we're going down it, we find ourselves accessing higher levels of emotional state. We start to feel better about ourselves more of the time, more of a consistent basis. As we're raising our vibration, we're raising our level of consciousness, raising our level of emotional maturity, we start to feel better more of the time on a consistent basis. And it's not going to be all the time, you know, this is a work in progress, but more consistently of the time. Now, the example I'm going to use is, say you're having a good day, you're feeling great, you're just walking around doing your business, and you come across someone and you just want to instinctively just smile at them. Now, they might not smile back at you, but then you have to, you know, that shouldn't matter. I mean, you shouldn't be smiling at someone to get a reaction back, to make yourself feel good. That's more egocentric. If you're selflessly smiling at someone, then you're doing it to make them feel good. And we're not here to, you know, on this journey of personal development, we don't react, or we don't change our emotional state based on other people's reactions. Otherwise, you're just being pulled all over the place depending on what's happening in your environment. Because let's face it, other people in their emotional states, you know, different people, different interactions, you know, and that's going to affect you if you let it. But if you become less reactive, you become more centered, you know yourself, and your emotional state isn't dictated by other people, then, you know, that person, they're not going to affect you. And you have to try and think about why that person might not be smiling. We have to try and, you know, cultivate a level of compassion. That person might be having a bad day, and it doesn't mean that we're going to act like a victim and say they're rude, or, you know, say, oh, they should have done this or they shouldn't have done this, and get caught up in the story that most of us do of why something didn't go your way, or to justify why we feel bad. That's not taking personal responsibility. So you have to understand that everyone is projecting their level of awareness of their way of dealing with life, from what they know, from what they understand, from their experiences. That's how they react. That's how they project into the world based on those things. So, you know, understanding this, we can be a little bit more compassionate. And, you know, if that person is having a bad day, then we can think, well, what can we do to actually improve their day? Because let's face it, if someone is in a bad mood, that's not their default state to be like that. Something has happened to that person. And as we cultivate a level of emotional maturity, we increase our emotional maturity, we come to be a bit more understanding and less egocentric, less selfish about what someone else might have done. And by going down this path, by being the example, then we can really show to other people that, you know, by being the example, by raising our level of consciousness, raising our emotional maturity, and, you know, by working on ourselves, this affects other people, because, you know, we're not reacting to all these other people or reactions or other things that are going on out there, and we're being a lot more centered. We've done this level of development, we understand ourselves, we've been non-reactive, and by doing that, then we're helping the situation, whatever it is, and we're not making it worse. We're not being a victim and getting involved in these lower level of emotional states. And people see that. By being the example, people see that, and they want to emulate that. They want to improve themselves, whether they're on this personal development path or not. Then, you know, they're still looking to improve themselves on certain areas. So by being the example and go down this personal development path, we can really help change within humanity by being the example, and other people seeing that and wanting to emulate that. So on this video, I just wanted to look at the difference between being more selfless and being more egocentric. And it's really to cultivate that level of awareness. Your interactions with other people, what are the reasons you're doing it? You know, are they more selfless, or are they more egocentric? And as we come to these new levels of awareness, we can increase our emotional maturity, we can become more understanding, more compassionate, and our interactions with other people become better as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it brought some sort of value to you, and I'll see you on the next one.